Hello, my darlings. I'm Seren Briar, and welcome to BiteNotes, the recap show for the Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle ATL by night. Tonight, we look back at Season 3, Chapters 3 and 4. Now, let's sit back, relax, and recap a vampire story. Chapter 3, Marry Mary. Thomasina is still recovering from her vision at DragonCon. Anton reveals that he and Thomasina have been feeding from one another to teach each other new disciplines. Everyone is taken aback by this. Melisande clearly disapproves and is concerned about the emotional complications a blood bond could bring to the coterie. Hex and Aaron can see how sharing abilities could be beneficial, but are a little upset that Anton and Thomasina kept them out of the loop. Melisande asks Mark to see what he can find out about the Second Inquisition facility. A light tapping comes from the sliding glass door in the foyer. Death, Melisande's maybe undead horse, is knocking on it with his nose. When Mel opens the door, Death steps into the house. He's still definitely blind, but it looks like he can see her. Horse noises come from other places inside the house. Pestilence is in the hallway, Famine is in the kitchen, and War is in Thomasina's room, curled up beside her bed as she rests. As Mel, Anton, and Aaron pet their horses, they notice a shadowy red smoke emanating from their bodies. Aaron tries to mount Famine, but instead falls right through him. The red smoke knits Famine's body back together. Anton discovers that Pestilence can teleport, but only if no one's looking at him. They also figure out that it really seems like the blind horses can see their owners now, but nothing else. The horses' stalls are open, but Anton is unable to determine who opened them. To try and catch a potential trespasser, Anton and Aaron go back inside through the basement, and Mel goes in through the house. Hexadecimal lingers by the barn. Dot is there, obfuscated. She and Hex talk about blood bonding and the election, and how Hex is disappointed that these horses don't like her. Dot informs her that that's because these horses aren't exactly real, but left her a motorcycle in the garage as her own horse. Hex doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle, but she's excited to figure it out. Traveling through the basement halls, Anton offers to help Aaron figure out some things about his erratic new powers, if he shares them in the way Anton and Thomasina are.
So when I spoke of being able to help you figure out what you are dealing with without text, obviously that is what I meant.
Yeah. And I appreciate it. I don't know how much you could get from me. The new me word makes sense. My La Sombra gift was that. It was a gift. I didn't get it through our usual causes, so I don't know if you can pick up any traces.
It's true. There is only one way to find out, but I'm not sure. It is a very unique way of doing it, but it is still also blood.
I very much appreciate the offer to help. I do not want anyone taking blood from me for a while. We'll figure something out. Maybe if we beat Alejandro bad enough, he'll be nice and teach me. It doesn't make sense, but I'll find some way to get a handle on it without putting anyone else at risk.
I would rather endanger myself than you have to stoop to Alejandro teaching you more as the current state that he is in.
To be honest, that's probably a better route because he doesn't seem to be the teaching type. But again, I don't want help now.
Understandable. But now that you know, this is what I offer. And as I said, I have taken to what I've learned from Thomasina very rapidly. Much more than she has taken to what I have taught her.
Are you trying to like collect a set? 1 of each? 12 of each? Is there a point that a kindred can't collect anymore?
It's really only one way to find out, I suppose. I hadn't thought about it.
When Melisande walks past the 15 not Mary statues, she notices a nameplate on the front of each one. Investigating further with Hex, they find that each statue has a different, feminine first name, but the surname on all of them is Giovanni. The boys climb up into the room and help investigate the statues. Anton accidentally knocks one over, and the stone exterior breaks to reveal something inside. A woman's body, almost perfectly preserved in a solid, hard material in the exact pose of the statue. Aaron takes a closer look and recognizes this preservation method as plastination, a lengthy process that replaces almost all the fluids in a body with plastic before coating it in more plastic. Anton pushes over another statue to check if that one has a plastinated body inside of it too, and it does. With 2 of the statues gone, Melisande is able to see a heavy metal door they hadn't noticed before, slightly rusted from time and misuse. Anton manages to pull the door open, and what's behind it is horrifying.
And you shove it open, and the stale smell hits you first before you are completely overwhelmed with the smell of chemicals long neglected.
It's a good thing we're not alive.
What do you see? What is there?
What do I see?
Around you is what could have been called a medical facility at some point, if not for the terrifying nature of it all. In one corner, there is a large metal tub big enough for full submersion of a body. Around it are shelves of products, chemicals, charts, pictures, books. There's a metal table, long encrusted with old blood and viscera, IV racks surrounding it, still with some fluids inside. There are small rolling carts with trays of instruments, scalpels, needles, and a few instruments you don't recognize. There's also another metal tub, this one a bit more shallow, with large vats labeled with plastic and resin solutions on the side. And if you could also give me a wits and awareness roll.
And for what it's worth, I still have Sense and CNAP. It doesn't affect this roll, but I'm still seeking supernatural things. 3.
3. You do see also on a nearby counter is a large tome on a book frame.
Appear to have found the surgery room, and I'm going to walk towards the book.
Oh no, that is me not going in there. I'm going in there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit my happy ass right down on some concrete somewhere and just hang out.
You stay out here with the dead bodies, Mel.
Well, we already know what to expect from them, for now.
I'm gonna just investigate some of the charts, anything that's got any sort of writing on it that can give me information about, like charts, pictures, books.
The charts you do see contain information about the steps of process of plastination, the process of replacing body fluids with chemicals, and preserving, and then it pretty much walks through the entire process.
Anton finds a medical ledger on a bookstand. It opens with the statement, "The women of the Giovanni are our sacred future and deserve only the best, which we grant here to them." The ledger documents the name, cause of death, and final pose of each of the plastinated women outside. It's signed by Dr. Antonio Lareza. It appears as though only the mortal women were plastinated. The mortal men are notated to have been buried on a small gravesite at the back of the property. As Anton flips through the book, he comes to a 16th log. The page is covered in blood, but the start of the name looks a lot like Elena, the given name of Mooney. Chapter 4. Shrouded in Silk. Thomasina is still recovering. After handling some housekeeping, everyone receives a text inviting them to join Alima Sagar, Toreador candidate, for an evening of high tea. An attached address directs them to a park in Ball Ground, a city far out of the way and mostly known for farmlands. On the drive over, they discuss what to do with the plastinated bodies. Mooney did ask them to destroy everything personal in the home, but it certainly seems like she might just be using them to get rid of all evidence of her previous life. When they arrive at the park, 2 classic vintage cars are waiting to drive them the rest of the way to the Hawks Ridge Country Club and Golf Course. A group of Indian gentlemen, dressed in blue and gold kurta, take the coterie inside to a locker room and dress them in finely made traditional Bengali clothing. The shepherds are led to meet Alima in the dining room. Given the shepherd's prominent place in kindred society, Alima thought it would be best for them to all get to know her. Alima offers her servants as refreshments and presents her platform as a candidate for prince. She wants to increase the cultural diversity of Atlanta's kindred through education and by reaching out to other cities. Alima has lived through a political upheaval in her home country, as well as the final nights in Atlanta, and wants to see the Renasherie Camarilla grow to the point that it no longer has to be a secret. She thinks it's a way to unite the anarchs and the traditional Camarilla, and to provide the anarchs with what they desire while still providing the structure and safety of the Camarilla and its traditions. Alima's vision for Atlanta is diversity and the Renasherie Camarilla. Her plan for Alejandro is to give him and the La Sombra a voice and nothing more. As for the Second Inquisition, she wants to see them completely eradicated. Under her princedom, she offers Mel the position of seneschal, and Anton the position of court warlock. Melisande seems interested, but Anton does not. The shepherds clarify some of the finer points of Alima's platform, and she remarks upon how somber they all are. She bought out the country club because she liked the idea of a rich woman from Bengal taking over an old white men's place, and since she plans to renovate it into something the members will hate, the shepherds are encouraged to go ham. To that end, Melisande gathers all the photos of the rich white men in question in a sandpit and instructs one of the servants to set them on fire. Hexadecimal Golfs, purposely throwing the club every time, and Aaron tries out a new trick. He shape changes into a dog and plays fetch with Hex.
Can everyone look away for just a second? And I want to shapeshift
Okay.
into a Great Dane.
Okay. Make the necessary
Let's
rolls.
check. We get hungrier.
Of course you did.
Slowly.
So, as you're trying to call forth the blood, the knot in your stomach starts to hurt and starts to pull.
And I'm going to bark out and kind of get my attention to Hex. And hopefully we can talk a little bit.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm excited about this.
So,
All right.
Hex, you do turn, and there is a large Great Dane.
Oh my gosh, it's Scooby-Doo. This is so much better than the horse. Storyteller, do I know that this is obviously...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Aaron's missing now, so.
Yeah, Aaron's gone, and now there's a
I
Great
wasn't sure if
Dane
he
in his
followed me
place.
or if like a dog just like ran up while I was being terrible at golf. Oh my gosh, so cool. So I'm gonna like think, hey, what's up?
So I know you're rusty at golf, but
Rusty, yeah.
do you... Can we play fetch for a little bit?
Of course. And I go down and I boob his nose as a dog. Okay. So, what do you want me to throw? Just let me know and I will get the.
You just swing, and I'll bring it back.
Okay. All right. So I don't even need the balls anymore. I'm just like pretend 4, and I just and I let it go, and probably really strong because I want to use.
And I'm gonna duck out of the way because it's coming towards me.
I have something for this. Nope, that's not it. Anyways, I just throw it really hard.
Okay, so yeah, you fling that golf club, and it goes off into the grass.
I'll take off and then bring it back.
Yes. Okay. One more time.
Yes, please.
So I'm gonna turn to a different direction and like do it one more time.
Take off. Bring it back. Set it down.
This is so much fun. Okay, so I'm gonna do it one more time, but I'm gonna like actually swing it but not let go.
You know what?
That's for the Xbox.
I cannot blame you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, but no, one more time for real this time.
Okay.
Okay, and I swing it and I don't let go again.
Yep.
All right.
All right. This time.
All right, I promise this time.
I'm getting angry.
Yeah. So I do swing it and let go.
Okay. I'll take off, bring it back, and I'll shake it off. Turn back into me.
Oh my gosh, that was so cool.
Hope it's close. Good.
Oh, okay.
And you can hear a little giggle from the porch of Alima.
Gotcha.
This is a new skill.
I first 3 times, many times did not pan out well. Like where you're seeing the black patches, those were definitely blonde. And then there was some other disfiguration, but I
Couldn't get the faces right.
no, it's not always as animated as they look.
Aaron taught himself how to do this. With everything he's been through, he wanted to prove to himself that he could still do something on his own. Thank you for tuning in to BiteNotes. Remember, liking, commenting, and subscribing does not violate the Masquerade. You can view full episodes of ATL by Night on our YouTube channel. We stream Tuesdays at twitch.tv/ATL by Night. Remember to support us on Patreon and follow us on Twitter. Until next time, good night.